When Stephen asked me to be his best man, that was the greatest honor ever bestowed on me. Because Stephen is the best man that I know. Our family refers to him as the Prince. And as a son, a little boy, and all throughout his years, he was very easy to raise. He's always kind of lived by his own code. I remember an instance when Stephen was about 4 years old. There was a kid next door that he used to play with, but every now and then the kid would go off the rails, and things would get violent. And he'd attack Stephen. He'd punch him, he'd kick him, he'd steal his Tonka truck. And I saw this as an excellent opportunity to impart some wisdom on him that my dad passed down to me when I was having a similar problem when I was about his age. I had this kid, Paul Muto, big bully in the neighborhood. And he used to kick my ass every day. My father got tired of seeing me coming home with a bloody nose and black eyes all the time. And he said, and I was 5, 6 years old. My father said, next time he starts with you, just punch him in the nose as hard as you can, and he'll never bother you again. So the next day, I was out playing with my Hot Wheels and my other friend, Brian Mannix. Paul Muto comes walking up, wanted to play with us. I said, Paul, yeah, come on, play with us. As soon as he got within striking distance, I just charged him and punched him in the nose as hard as I could. Well, he went screaming home past my dad, who was outside trimming the hedges, who was in his glory. So anyway, I thought this would be a good lesson to pass down to Steve. So I told Steve, next time little Nick starts with you, just punch him in the nose as hard as you can. He's never going to bother you again. Stephen replies, Jesus wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's what he said. So I wasn't expecting that response. I had no idea he was going to pull the Son of God card on me. And at 4 years old, I didn't want to tell him how things worked out in the end. But you know, he's always lived by his own code, somewhere between Jesus and Kwai Chang Caine, David Carradine's character from Kung Fu. You know, there's always this debate between nature and nurture regarding how we develop and how our lives play out. And I have to give Yvonne full credit for the nurture part in raising Stephen. Anyone who knows Yvonne knows what a wonderful mother she's always been, while working 24 hours a day at 2 different jobs. So, Yvonne, with Yvonne providing the nurture and me the nature, and with a wonderful and loving extended family, Stephen grew to become the awesome man that we all admire here today. And he's been an excellent role model for his loving and adoring sister, Julia, over there. And he's always made the right choices as he's followed his own code. He's in choosing his friends. So many of you are here today. And I've watched a lot of you guys grow up from when you were 4 or 5 years old. And recently we had the pleasure of spending 4 days in the woods together. And I got to tell you guys, I felt a sense of pride, like you were all my own sons. You know, watching you all grow up into the fine men that you've become. We've got lobbyists and entrepreneurs and accountants and educators, but what really impressed me was how much booze you guys could guzzle down that day. So, as I mentioned, you know, Stephen's known as the Prince in our family. His good choices didn't end with his friends. So when Stephen brought Leah around, it wasn't long before we all fell in love with her too. I can't imagine anyone more perfect for Stephen and Leah than each other. She's an amazing, beautiful, thoughtful, and loving daughter. Randy and Arliss raised a wonderful girl, and I'm proud to call her my daughter today. I'm very happy for Stephen and Leah, all the family and friends who are here today to celebrate the beginning of the storybook story of Stephen and Leah.